Hello and welcome back to another episode of playing MotoGP 20 online, and as we always do, we're just in some 3-lap lobbies and I'll be showing off the best bits of each race. I think there is actually AI in this lobby though, by the looks of it, because there's not 12 people and I'm starting 12th on the grid, so this should be quite interesting. So then, here we are on the grid for the first race at Misano. It looks like those are some AI on the front row of the grid, as you can see Marquez and then the two factory Ducatis, Bagnaia and Jack Miller, because of course I'm using the 2021 mod for this video. But we're waiting for the lights to go out here, then from the back of the grid, let's see what we can do. Lights out and away we go. Off the start, someone's weaved a little bit off the line, so you've got to take into account the AI are going to brake really early for this first corner. So the inside of Miller, there's been a horrendous accident. I've had contact with a couple of people as well. I think they actually might have been AI, I'm not 100% sure on that. Pol Espargaro is still doing fairly well. We're up to 5th place. The first corner was an absolute mess. There was a massive crash on the outside that put me off. So it's Bagnaia and Espargaro right in front of us there. Pol has actually just hit the back of that Yamaha in front. I think that's because I clipped him a little bit. Bagnaia trying to hang it around the outside. Oh, close up to that Yamaha. He just kind of braked midway through the corner. It was really, really weird. So we've actually lost the position to Pecco Bagnaia once again. But there we go, flying past him, up into 3rd position. So it's just actual players in front of us now, and that guy's gone really, really wide. I know Ramsey. Oh, that was a weird crash for that guy. He was crashed on the curb. What even happened there? I didn't even really see. I just saw that he kind of flew up in the air. That guy's gone in super wide. So have I, but he's gone completely off the circuit. So there we go then, up into the lead. So last to first in around 2 sectors at this track. But we've not had the cleanest race. We did have a little bit of contact at the first corner that I think I did cause a bit of a crash. But basically because I was just distracted by the AI crashing on the outside. Not really sure why people actually put AI on in the lobbies, because they cause more problems than good. But it does make for a bit of an interesting video. So 2-second lead over the guy behind. We should just bring that one on home as long as we don't make any silly mistakes now. So let's see what the gap is at the end of this lap. See if he's actually caught me at all in that last sector. No, it's now 2.4, so we've extended it even more. Oh! I've just had a massive accident on that curb on the outside, so I was pushing way too much to try and build out a bit of a bigger gap, and down I go. I'm still on the floor. I'm still not got back on the bike yet, so there we go. There's the leader. It's just gone through. 2nd place is there as well, but we've just got back on the track in front of 2nd position. So they tried to overtake us there, but not quite. So now as we go, we're about to start the final lap. We've got a bit of a mission here. We are a lot quicker than this rider. I put about 2 seconds into him once again on this lap, so it's possible that we can catch him. We can still win this race from this far back. We just need to focus, not make any mistakes. I've still got a faster lap apparently, so I'm guessing he must have got some sort of penalty on that lap, so that's also worth noting. We know we don't even actually have to pass him. He's got a penalty, although we don't know how much of a penalty he's got. The guy behind has got some decent pace by the looks of it in the 130s there, so we're not going to have this one super easily. We're going to have to try and catch him up. He's gone super, super wide, almost in the gravel there, but he is still leading the race. He actually got a really good exit because of that, because of how far he came from off circuit. So 1.4 seconds now, 1 second to the rider behind. So I need to catch this guy in front up before the guy behind me catches me. I need to make sure I don't ride the curbs through the fast stuff, because that's where I had the horrendous accident. So there you can see he's just lost so much time by going off the circuit. We should be able to have an attack down towards 9 and 10. If I brake nice and early, he's going to go a little bit wide through Tremonto. That should allow us to cut straight underneath him. We've now put another 2 tenths into the guy behind, because actually wasn't the guy that set the fastest lap. I thought they were the same guy, but they're not. I didn't actually read the guy behind me's name. I just assumed it probably was him, but it actually wasn't. So here we go then. Don't go too wide through there. You don't want to go on that curb. Massive accident that we had on the previous lap, of course. We were on the graph for so long as well. The guy behind us just actually fell off, so he probably did what I did on the previous lap. But we'd already put 2 seconds into him, which is absolutely unbelievable, considering we only overtook him about a corner before. But here we go then, down into the last corner. I made this race a little bit harder for myself than it needed to be. But what a way to start off the first race in this lobby with a win, and with a 1:30.2 on the last lap as well. So then in the end we won by 2.7 seconds ahead of the Korean guy in 2nd position, because I have no idea how that name would actually be pronounced, so that's what he's going to have to go by. And then an Indonesian in 3rd position. So let's see what we'll do in the next race. Actually, it was apparently a 1:30.0 my fastest lap, so a little bit quicker than I gave myself credit for. Let's see if we can keep this streak going. So then this time, here we are at the Chang International Circuit. So this one will be interesting. Obviously, the Thailand races always tend to be people going off the track quite a lot. Again, we've got to watch out for the AI, and I'm 7th on the grid, so I think there's only about 1 player actually in front of me. But we'll see what happens when the lights go out here at Chang. Lights on, away we go. So we got actually a couple of different riders. That Banyai, I thought I was an AI to begin with, but he just moved on over on me massively. And there's been a crash already, and I've been collected in it. Hooray. I don't even know what that guy was doing. He seemed to just weave into the AI, and he crashed, and then that just collected me, unfortunately. I think that's AI coming out of the gravel there. Actually, no, it's not, because they came out so erratically, and it obviously has got a player name. I can see he's weaved at me a little bit there as I tried to go to his right-hand side. So we're down in 9th position. This Yamaha's trying to come around the outside now on the brakes. Is he going to turn in on me? He is a little bit. So some more riders then down at this corner, and they're coming back onto the track so dangerously there. He almost completely wiped the nose off the guy in front of me. So we're trying to get a bit of a slipstream off of him. So go towards turn 4, hitting the brakes. Yep. Fairly conservative through that actually, and everybody's sort of keeping on the track, which is always nice to see. I think I can see that there's some AI being caught up in front. I think it is, must be Miller, because Banyaya was a player, and you can't have an AI and a player with the same rider. It doesn't assign them like that. I've just been hit from behind by somebody, I'm not sure who it was. I know Ramsey, this is the guy that had the pretty big crash in the previous race. And actually, no, that's not an AI, that is just someone riding really slowly. We're now up to 8th place because somebody else on the outside had crashed there. Well, I think they crashed. He might have just gone off the circuit. And now that... Oh, no. That guy crashed. And again, I've been caught up in another incident. So this race not going as well. I'm down in 11th out of 12. And he's just, again, rejoining Extremely Dangerous. So I'm guessing that guy must be very new to the game. Judging by his lines and just his behaviour. I was quite unlucky there. I thought his bike was going to slide to the right. So I dived to the left. But his bike actually slid to the left a little. So... yeah, I kind of misjudged that one, but we've got I Know Ramsey right in front of us. We hit the brakes for the first corner again. He's gone in so wide, he's going to probably lose quite a bit of time. He's not going to be able to carry the speed through the corner like I have, although I didn't really do that well. I didn't hit the apex or anything, but we've got the run down towards turn 2. I'm being squeezed a little bit towards the curb. I don't know if he knew I was there or whatever, but there we go. We've got past him now, up into 9th place. Okay, this one is really, really going poor. So that's 3 times I've been taken out already by crashes that weren't my fault. That guy is lagging around a lot there. Here we go then, up into 10th position once again. I think this is probably about as high as we're going to get. So we've gone from winning the previous race to down in 10th in this one. Been absolutely taken out a little bit on the green there, so not the best riding. But yeah, I'm not sure what that guy was doing. I got the move done a long way before the braking zone, really. I'd outbraked him as well, and then he hit me up the back in the corner, so I don't know how he actually managed that. He must have just got back on the gas, so I'm assuming he probably took me out on purpose there. Unless he was really just trying an optimistic dive, but that, like trying to get gas back underneath me, but that was never going to happen. He's in front of me, apparently, as well, so I didn't actually know he was still in front of me, but he is. He's 2.4 in front, so... we've got to try and beat this guy. AI Marquez has just done the fastest lap of the race. So that tells you about how chaotic this race has been so far, although another player has now taken that away from him. I think it's the guy that came 3rd in the previous race, or 2nd, sorry, in the previous race. He was 3rd until the guy in 2nd crashed. So we've got 1.7 seconds now to the guy in front. So I'll have to see what I can do about that, see if I can actually catch him up, but I've messed up turn 1 royally there. I can't believe it. I'm actually going to lose to all AI, aren't I, in this race, because I've crashed too many times to actually catch them back up. They are slow, because obviously they're going to be on a low difficulty, but they're not that so. I've gone in so hot into turn 3. Actually, you know what? I kept it on the track, so no, it wasn't too bad. It's just he broke so early in front. Here we go then. We've got the run out of turn 3. We should be able to pass him on the run up to turn 4, because it just seems like he hasn't got on the gas at all. So there we go then. Up towards turn 4. He's kind of weaving all over the place. He's moved over a little bit. I'm a little bit wary of him. We've had a little bit of contact on the way in, but we've got in front of him now, so up into 9th position once again. I hope he doesn't take me out again. Daryl has left the lobby. I think that might be somebody that was just stationary on the line, because there's somebody that's been waiting there. Polospagro, the AI, is the next rider in front, but he's a little bit too far to catch, so I think we're going to end up in 9th place in this one then. AI Marc Marquez actually won the race. Are you serious? The AI actually won. There's been a horrendous accident into this last corner. I've done a massive stoppie on the way in as well, which has definitely not helped my case out. So as we come up towards the line then, 1 minute 30.2 on that last lap, so not the best lap there, because obviously the massive stoppie into the final corner. But I think we might have got 7th, because I think someone crashed at the last turn. So 7th, considering what happened to me, not the end of the world, really. So then, yes, AI Marc Marquez actually won the race. How far were we behind him? 13.9 seconds, so absolutely miles behind him there. And the guy in 4th place, 29.2, that is a good lap here at Chang, to be fair, in the race. So I wonder if he actually... that could be legit, though. Like, that's probably just a legit good lap. So then, here we are, back at the Chang International Circuit once again. So it's been picked twice in a row. But I guess we get an attempt at a do-over. So we get to try that race again. Obviously, the last one went absolutely appallingly. So hopefully this one will be an improvement. Starting 7th again, actually, which is quite weird. But we're waiting for the lights to go out here then at Chang for the 2nd race in a row. Lights out, away we go. That guy's not gone off the line. And there's been a crash because of it. I can tell that all the way already because of the yellow flag. Around that time, that Polisbagras had a bit of contact. There's dive bombs in the first corner. Someone's crashed in the middle of the pack there. I had to go off the track to take some evasive action. And it actually lost me a position to the AI and somebody else, I think. So not the best there as we hit the brakes. For turn 3, someone's gone steaming in on the outside there. He's actually kind of got it stopped though, it's not too bad. A lot of people have gone super wide, and that guy there in 3rd place just kind of accelerated. I think he's lagging a little bit. He just absolutely cleared out the guy in 2nd. We're still behind AI Marc Marquez. There we go, finally past him. And now it's Ino Ramsey in front of us, so the guy that we had contact with in the previous race. And he has just been absolutely destroyed by the laggy guy. So there's a guy lagging horrendously that I'm a little bit scared of because I've just seen him kill 2 people, both in front of me, which is nice because I'm now in the lead because of it. But yeah, I'm hoping that I'm not next. I think that's probably another victim there of the lag, unfortunately, with his bike absolutely flying around. But it's a very contrasting race to the last one we had here. Obviously, last time I got took out twice on the first lap, and then once again on the second lap. But this time we've actually got the lead, although we've got a pretty fast guy behind us by the looks of it, because it sounds like he's making some inroads on us. And I think he might have been the guy that got the fastest lap last time, so that 29 too, which is like easily achievable legitimately. So, well, not easily, but it's a lap that I think would have been legit by judging by it, because you'd go faster if you went off the track. So I'm thinking that he's actually genuinely got the pace here, so this could be a fun race. I'm not great at Chang! Whoa! That was aggressive! Okay, well, he's got the lead, and there's another guy right behind me as well now, but I definitely want to try and get this one back, because that was a bit over the line, to be honest, in terms of the kind of move you can make. I mean, I actually had to go off the track because of the contact, so he's gone really, really wide there, so I'll get the cut back on the inside. Should be able to get on the power a bit earlier, so we've taken the lead back, but he'll have to run, and we've had... Oh! Okay, so as he's come back on the circuit, we've had contact there. I tried to move over a little bit, leave him a bit of space, but he seems to have weaved into us. I think it's just a bit of a racing incident, but of course he was the rider coming from off track, so he should have been the one taking the care to avoid everybody. So again, we've been taken out in this lobby, but a podium is still definitely possible, because the guy in front of us is right in front of us, but definitely any shot at the win is gone. I don't know what this guy's doing. Oh, I think I've just had contact with him. I don't know what he's doing. He's stopping it on the apex. And I've just closed up so much to him on the outside. I tried to set the bike up to avoid him, but we've had a bit of contact. I think that was the Bagnaia from the previous race, so he kind of is just stopping on all the apexes, which is not, you know, not really right. Of course, he's going to have contact at some point. I think he got knocked off in a similar vein in the previous one, which is what collected me in it. So now we've got a completely different guy in front of us who seems to be getting away, actually, so we're being a bit thrashed here at the Chang International Circuit, being a bit beat up, that's for sure. I've gone in a little bit too hot into the last corner, though. I need to go down into the gear as well, try and get out the last corner as well as I can. I've gone off the track a little bit, looking behind, nobody there. That guy's just on a 28.6, so he's got even more pace than the guy in front. So I think it's going to be a task, a bit of a task to get back past him, if that's going to happen at all, of course. I don't think it is. He actually exceeded the track limits pretty well through turn 1 there, because he didn't lose time, which you tend to through turn 1. You can do it so that you don't, but it's quite difficult. But we closed up again on the brakes, of course. I mean, there is a bit of a Constantina effect, but I think we had it a little bit better. What is he doing? He's gone so far off the track that that's definitely impacted him. So his 28.2, or 28, whatever it was, I've kind of invalidated that one in my mind. But we're going to go for it the inside into turn 4. We've got to go for some aggressive moves here in this lobby, and I've sort of made it stick. I went off the track a little bit, and he's back at the inside now. There's been a crash in front. It's actually a guy waiting up a lap, although he, in fairness, did just stop so that he wouldn't get in our way, although he did ghost, so that would probably be the main reason why we didn't crash. But he got out of the way nonetheless. So we hit the brakes then once again, trying to find a way past this guy, because this is going to be a good battle to the finish, because he's got some sort of decent pace here, but obviously he is going off the track a little bit, although to his detriment it was earlier on the lap. When he went all the way onto the grass to try and get a better exit, it definitely cost him down the straight. So it's going to have to be a last corner dive if we go for anything. unless we brake early and anticipate him braking late and us actually getting past him that way, which seems to maybe be the case as we try and get on the power as we go towards the line. We've got too much wheelie though out of the last corner, so it's 4th place in this one, but a nice little battle with that guy there. Quite fun, that one. I definitely enjoyed that. So then in the end, the guy that we actually had contact with didn't win. He got absolutely destroyed by the guy that won the race. He caught him and passed him, although he didn't really have a very good fastest lap, the guy that won, because then he won by 2.6 seconds. I got a 29.0 there, so yeah, just more evidence to say the 29.2 from before was definitely a legitimate lap without going off the circuit. A few people seem to be leaving now, so hopefully there's not a lack of riders in the next race, but hopefully we won't play Chang 3 times in a row. So then here we are, and we're actually at a different circuit this time here, at Le Mans, but I'm at the back of the grid again, so not quite as good, but we did actually win the first race from the back of the grid. Now I was a little bit worried that this lobby would be a cakewalk, but the 2 races since have been fairly interesting. But we're waiting for the lights to go out here then at Le Mans. Lights out and away we go. So that guy's still not moving off the lines. There's been a guy that's been there for about 3 races, so it'd be nice if they had a feature where someone would get kicked if they were absent for too long. But here we go then towards the first corner, closing up on the AI quite a lot. And we've got the inside of Bagnaia. Oh! Not sure what happened there. I think I might have had a little bit of contact with Bagnaia. I think he might have then ricocheted into somebody else, so apologies for that. But I was just trying to get past the slow AI. That is obviously the only problem. Well, it's not the only problem, but it's the main problem with having AI in the lobby is that they get in the way so much because they're so off the pace. Here we go then, up the inside of this Marc Marquez. Forced him out the way, almost clipped there from behind by somebody. So actually, I don't think I did take anybody out the first corner because I think that was the guy on the outside. So I think it was a different rider. So here we go then towards Garage there. I know Ramsey. There's been a big crash in front though, 2 riders down. So we actually didn't end up really losing anything. We lost a position, but we still gained 1 overall. And there we go, 2 riders side by side now. He's veering out, so I know Ramsey is trying to take out the other rider there. So he veers him towards the left-hand side. He's now just crashing to the back of the Yamaha that was leading. We've all missed the chicane, sort of. That guy obviously missed the chicane massively because he got rammed from behind. But it is actually an AI behind me, I think, at the minute. So it's not a massive threat or anything like that. Oh, so the guy that actually was running second for most of the race in Misano is actually leading at the minute. But he's got a bit of a stoppie into the penultimate turn. He's got a little bit wide, and that has allowed Human up the inside. There's been a bit of contact between them. Now I'm trying to get the good exit here. We should be able to blast past him. I've got a penalty. I'm not sure when I picked that up exactly. I've only just noticed it. I might have just picked it up there. I think I might corner cut a little bit. So that is, I mean, it's fair. Okay, I don't know what that guy was doing, but he's just completely wiped me out through that corner. You don't go full gas to that point. I mean, I kind of go full gas a bit further than most people do, and he's managed to go full gas longer than me and hit me. Trying to make sure I'm not in the way of this rider there. I think I might have... Oh, it's I know Ramsey, so I've got no time for him. After he's been ramming people off and, you know, swerving at them. So we're down in 6th position. So once again, taken out of a fairly decent position. That's about the 3rd time that's happened in this lobby now. So, yeah, not too great. It feels like that first race, we got a little bit lucky. We kind of avoided all the carnage. I still crashed on my own, but I had enough of the lead to be able to catch back up and still manage to win. So who is this in front of me? So it is the guy. So Direz. I don't know. The names in this lobby are not easy for me to pronounce. That's for sure. That's why I've kind of been saying that guy and this guy and the guy on the Yamaha, because I just struggling to pronounce a lot of the names in the lobby. That guy is now taking the escape road, so I'm guessing he probably hit me off on purpose there. So a little bit annoying that there's people in this lobby that kind of just want to take everybody else out. Kind of ruins the fun. That's for sure. So who's in front of me? I think it is Pecco Bagnaia, the AI. There's a shot at a podium, so I can see 3 in front, and I'm not too far in front. If I can try and catch up. AI Marquez. Well, Marquez was one of them, so... AI Marquez! What are you doing? Why did he rejoin the circuit like that? I've veered to the right to avoid him, and he just veers to the right as well, and we've now collected somebody else because we're all down. Well, that's any shot at a podium gone, because AI are just so stupid to just rejoin the circuit. I don't even know what to say to that. The AI, what was he doing? He just rejoined the circuit like that. There was 2 AI in front of me. Well, one I was about to overtake because he just crashed. So we could have caught up to Bagnaia, so we could have actually probably still got up onto the podium, because there was the other guy would have won a huge penalty for cutting that chicane, but no, it's just not going to be enough. So 7.4 seconds behind I know Ramsey. We're not going to catch him up. So it's going to be 6th place in this race. yet again taken out so many times in this one, even by an AI this time, so that's kind of upsetting, but oh well, that's what you get with online lobbies. I suppose we'll have to hope that we've got some better luck in the next one. At least we have one win in this lobby so far. I want to try and get probably another 2 though, if I can, because I've got to go do 2 more races after this, so if I can try and win those 2, that would be nice, or at least one of them anyway. So coming through the last turn then, we are going to finish 6th, but we might be a little bit higher depending on the penalties for some of the other riders there. 33 on the last lap as well, because of course we crashed at the start of it with the contact with Marquez, so we didn't have the full run out of the last corner. So yeah, we actually ended up in 5th because the guy that absolutely straight lined the chicane only lost us by a 1/10 of a second, but he was miles in front of us. That's how big of a penalty he actually had. So a little bit unfortunate that we've got I Know Ramsey and this Thears, or whatever his name is, kind of taking people out. So yeah, that's quite disappointing really. But hopefully we'll be able to avoid them in the next race and we'll be able to get a good result. So then this time we're here at Assen then. So this one should be a fairly good race because Assen usually does actually throw up some good races online. Pecco Bagnaia on pole, Marquez second and Rins in third. I think they are all AI. I'm starting right in the back down in 11th place on the grid. So this one should be fairly interesting, but we're waiting for the lights to go out here then. Lights out, away we go. That Quartararo is still not going off the line, so Zeta has not been here for basically the entire lobby. There's already some weaving going on because of the AI. Everyone tries to weave around them. Alex Rins actually did a fairly decent job, although he is now down. Oh no, that was a player, I think, actually, so that might have been why. I thought it was AI Alex Rins, but then I just saw that it popped up that a player on a Suzuki crashed, unless it was just a coincidence, and no. Another race, another first lap crash, so someone cuts up the inside and sort of has me and then the guy on my outside off. Bit of an optimistic move by that guy. I mean, there was a gap, I'll give him that, but you need to be able to then hold your line on the inside if you're going for that gap. Unfortunately, he didn't do that. But it was clearly an accident. He was just going for a bit of a move and kind of understeered into us a little. So 6th place, I can still see the podium, and I think that's all AI in front of us. Not every single rider, but I think the 3 in front are all AI. So hopefully that should allow us to get up to the podium fairly easily. And then we'll have to have a look at what players are in front, because there's quite a big disparity between the fastest guys in this lobby, and the slowest guys. So if they are some of the slower riders, we've still got a fairly good chance at a victory here. So I'm not going to give up hope, and it doesn't seem like they're stretching from the AI too much either, so they could be slightly slower riders at the front of this pack. I'm actually quite good at Assen as well. It's one of my preferred tracks. I never used to like it, but I actually do like it a lot nowadays. Just because it's so much more accurate on the game now than it used to be. It used to be a bit annoying, like with the physics, but now it's a lot better. So we gained a lot of time on Miller there, so we've come up towards the line then. 40.5 on this first lap. We're probably going to pass Miller down towards this first corner then. Yes, we are indeed. So we've passed Miller, so there's Miller, Marquez, and then you know what, actually that might be 2 AI in front of them. Actually no, the guy in second isn't an AI, his lines aren't AI-like enough. I think it might be the guy that's been going still on the apexes. I think it might be that rider. Potentially, but I'm not too sure. So as we go into this hairpin then off Strub and see if we can get past Marc Marquez on the run up towards the quick right-left chicane. So here we go, then we've got Human still behind us, only about 7/10 back, but we've passed Marc Marquez. We've got to watch out for Rins here, because he's going to brake so early. Here we go, at the inside of Rins, and it's actually I Know Ramsey in second place, and wow, Rins went back at us there. That caught me off guard a little bit. Considering how slow the AI usually are through that section, I'm surprised he actually dared to go back. So maybe the AI difficulty is a little bit higher than I thought it was. There we go then, past Rins. It is actually an AI leading, so it is Bagnaia there. So we've got a shot at the victory still. I Know Ramsey in front of us. We're going on the inside of him, almost like he was an AI there. Hopefully he doesn't try and take me out though, because obviously he was in the previous races trying to take people out. And he has already taken me out once in this lobby as well, if you remember back to the first Chang race. So then Bagnaia is still leading, we should be able to pass him down towards the chicane, I would assume. Actually, maybe even before. No, not quite before, but we should be able to pass him into the chicane. He's gone a bit defensive, and there we go, at the inside of him. We've actually gone in a little bit hot though. Human has crashed though, so perhaps he's had contact with I Know Ramsey, or maybe it's one of the AI, because they brake so early. So 1 minute 30.8, actually not too bad considering the amount of moves we had to make on that lap. We had to pass that entire train, went from 6th to 1st on that lap. And that was through no mistakes as well, that was all just overtaking. Granted, 4 of them were AI, so the moves were pretty easy, but still. So coming up towards the line then, it's going to be another victory here in this lobby. A really, really strange race, because we had the contact on the first lap and the crash. and then we caught up to that pack of AI, passed them all easily. We didn't really see many players. Of course, we saw I know Ramsey and the human guy that we had contact with, but other than that, we didn't really see many players in that race, unfortunately. It was mainly just AI. So then, 3.1 seconds in front of Marc Marquez by the flag. Actually, probably not as much as I should have been in front of him. Probably should have pulled a little bit more on that lap, but I was taking it a little bit easy. And the guys behind ended up about 20 seconds back, so I'm not exactly sure what happened because they were right behind me starting the last lap. So I think I know Ramsey might have struck again with his takeout skills. But we'll see what happens in the final race of the video. So then here we are for the final race of the video, and we're at Austria this time. It was bound to come up at some point, so we've done 2 of the 3. We actually haven't done Mugello in this one. Usually you play all 3 of those, well, not so much lately, but when the game first came out, you play all 3 at some point. But wait for the lights to go out then. The lights out and away we go. Luckily no one in front of us didn't go off the line. It's actually the guy in last position this time that didn't move. Oh, B kind of veered towards AI. I'm going to just stay out of it. It's been a horrendous accident through the first corner. Quite a few riders down, but one of them did stay on. It was Human actually that stayed on, and now he's been sandwiched between the 2 AI, I think. So here we go then. We've got a pretty good run on Bagnaia. Okay, maybe that's not an AI in front of him. Oh, it's Ramsey again. So I know Ramsey, again, looking for some dive bombs and some crash attempts, and I've just crashed on the curb on the outside. I was trying to stay out of their carnage, and I ended up causing my own. Although I know Ramsey's also gone down, so I probably would have been collected either way. Unless my bike somehow collected him, but I highly doubt it. We've also got a 2/10 penalty to deal with as well. I guess it was for going on that curb on the outside. You do sometimes get a penalty for that. A rider called Marquez on the Avintia in front of us, which is slightly strange, I must admit. You wouldn't particularly expect that. But we're looking at the inside of Ramsey. Not quite going to be able to pass him there. There's a massive pack in front. Look at that. All the AI sort of just converged. Because there is a lot of AI in this lobby now, so it's kind of a good job that this is the last race. There we go, past Ramsey. So Ramsey goes a bit wide. Marquez up next. Marquez has also gone pretty wide. He's gone on the grass a little bit as well as we go down towards the penultimate turn, but I'm expecting a dive bomb from Ramsey. He's actually not managed it, and we've gone past Marquez. Marquez has gone really, really wide, and there's a massive pack of AI. I know not all the riders in that are AI, but I think a large majority of them are, and I think the players are struggling to get past them a little bit. So up into 8th place, and 1 minute 31.6 at the end of that first lap. Nothing, well, nothing good there. There's been a crash. Avocado has gone down. Avocado just joined the lobby, I think, during the previous race. So he's gone down now. I've got AI Marc Marquez in front of us. I don't know if I'm going to actually be able to outbrake him here. I just don't know how early they're going to brake. So we're going past Marquez. We're going to also go past Vinales here. We're going to go in a little bit too hot though. That's going to allow Vinales back through, I'm sure. Not quite Marquez though. I had to sort of let off the brake to actually go underneath Vinales so that we didn't crash into him. So that's why I went a little bit hot. There we go, past Vinales, hitting the brakes. And Miller up next. So again, there's so many AI. There's Polesbagro, and then I think that's probably Bagnaia at the head of the train. So unfortunately, a little bit like Assen, we're just battling AI in this one, so it's not so fun at all. This lobby obviously is really, really lacking in members now, mainly because there's people taking people out, so they're probably just getting a bit annoyed of it. There we go, past Jack Miller. And yeah, the 2 in front are AI. Miller looks back up the inside, so bit of a feisty move from an AI there. Kind of like Rins at the previous race, was he threw the really quick right left. He actually stuck it back up the inside to the left. Rins was like wanted that lead back, but well, it wasn't the lead. He wanted that position back, and that's kind of what Miller was doing there, trying to get back up the inside. The leader is absolutely cleared off. So Human with a 22.5. So Human's got the pace, but he's absolutely cleared off in most of the races. Though he has been taken out, similarly to me as well. So around the outside of Polesbagro, up into 3rd position. Almost lost the rear there as I got on the power. Bagnaia up next. We should be able to go past Bagnaia like he's standing still, and that one should be fairly easy. Marquez has now left the lobby. So there we go, to the right hand side, past Bagnaia up into 2nd position, 6.8 seconds behind Human. So it's unfortunate we actually crashed on that first lap because it was my own mistake to crash. I was just being a bit wary of the sort of weird behaviour of the 2 riders in front. I went to the outside and I kind of forgot the golden rule: don't brake on the outside curb because you will crash 100%. Even if you've not gone in too hot, you'll just crash on that curb. So then Human wins the last race of the video, and as we come up towards the line, I'm going to come home in 2nd position. Really, really strange, well, strange lobby in general, to be honest. One of the weirdest lobbies I've been in, that's for sure. Mainly because of the AI, but also just because of the really weird behaviour of some of the riders. The last couple of races have just been me versus the AI, to be honest, and then and some of the other ones we've had some bizarre crashes. Just all around, it's been interesting. I hope you guys have enjoyed it, but it's been so strange, this lobby. But there we go, in the end then, 7.3 seconds behind the leader, 22.5. That is a very blistering lap time around here at Austria. But I hope you guys did enjoy that video. It's going to be my last one before Christmas, so everybody, I hope you have a good Christmas, or if you don't celebrate that, I hope you just have a good day. Enjoy any time you get off. And as I always say at the end of these, like I said, I hope you did enjoy that. Hope you enjoyed the rest of your day. Hope you're all staying safe, and I shall see you in the next one.